I talk about this London reversal all the time, guys, because it happens so often. Okay, there's that displacement candle. I do think we are gonna start heading up here. Look how we traded back into that 5 minute, into the 1 minute bullish breaker, bounced. Pretty nice level here. Just don't like the chop that we're in. I don't know if I have a specific video of London close reversal for us on my educational videos, but I will make a specific video for that, just so if you guys are still confused. I made a video and actually posted it on Instagram last night about this exact move. It happens very often. It's not an everyday thing, but it happens very consistently, guys. And it's a type of trade that can offer a lot of reward. Okay, we trade back into that 1 minute order block here. I'm thinking about getting in the longs. I just don't like getting my entry all the way up there. But I am thinking about getting in the longs here pretty soon. And just riding them all the way up. Because even from here, where we're at now, about 188 ticks away from if we entered right here. But I just don't like having my stop loss this high. I don't like having my stop loss at the top of the breaker. Again, if we've already tested it, so we might not come back for that breaker at all. We're still bullish on the day. So look at ES formed that breaker as well. Highest up close candle here. Low, high, lower, low, displacement of the high. 1 minute unicorn model technically. Okay, I'm liking that pullback. I just don't like the chop. The only thing I don't like is the chop. But I do like the pullback for a better entry. So I'll be patient, look for a good setup. Look for the longs. Price is moving pretty slow and choppy right now because we are still in lunch hour. But we're getting closer to getting out of lunch hour. About 20 minutes until we're out of that hour. So let's look at the 5 minute again. 5 minutes looking very bullish here. Looks like we do want to start heading up. But I do want to wait for us to break out of this chop. Not ready to take an entry just yet. Maybe see if we want to come back down, retest that breaker one more time. And then if we get another reaction, if we test this breaker one more time and get a good reaction off of it, I will look for a long. So we will see. Do you guys have any questions about that London close reversal though? Is there anything you're confused about that doesn't make sense to you? Or does it make sense for you guys? I know I've talked about it a good amount of times. But it is one of my favorite things to trade. Sometimes I just don't get that entry. Sometimes we don't test the level I want it to test. Like these shorts, I really wanted to get in these shorts. I just wanted us to displace and then retrace back into that breaker to get a good entry. And we just never did that. And we ran away and I wasn't going to chase price down. I don't have an official video for it, but I will make a video for it. We can go over it. I can make a full video of it right now. After we, figure out if we're gonna get in this trade or not. These longs are still looking very good, guys. I expect these longs to really step in here. Just want to get the right entry. I want to wait for us to break out of that chop, get one more retracement move, then execute a position. Catch them all the way up to here. do think we're going to try to inverse that 15. Originally, I wanted to see us keep going short because I didn't realize that we had reached our discount already. So now we want to see us get some pullback here. But we are getting ready to make that move up. At least it really looks like we are. VIX is still bearish right now. Still expecting us to make that move up. But I want you guys to be able to spot this move without me having to call it out sometimes. Because sometimes I'm not going to be on my computer during, this time. Sometimes I'm going to be off doing something different, taking a break. Sometimes I miss this move. But I came back to the computer and I saw that this was happening. It's like, I really want to get this entry. And that's when I sent that message. I said I'm looking for shorts. But we never traded back up, so I never got in. The one thing I don't want to do here is get an entry too high. And then price decides to come down, form a power of 3, stops me out, and then makes the move. Again, I'd still have room to take another trade even if I did get stopped. But I just want to be careful of that. Because we're not seeing any follow through right now. We're not seeing a lot of volume in our market. Yeah, definitely. Definitely. It's all time and price. It's all alignment of time and price. That's that whole setup. Look at the exact candle right here. This is when we know, right? Not this one, but when we're around 11:30 and we start to see price aggressively dropping, that's when we're starting to think about shorts. Then we're waiting for a displacement of that low. And then normally you could get aggressive and take the shorts from up here off the first fair value gap. But we'll go over that a little more in a second. Just want to see us break out of this chop. The one thing I really don't want to do, like I said, is get an entry up here, have my stop loss down here, and then we form a power of 3 and price trades down back into that breaker and then pumps and we get stopped out. Just because we are chopping still. Not a lot of follow through. So we'll see if we're going to get that move here anytime soon. I'm still going to be patient, not looking to rush it or anything. So just very choppy. Very choppy. 2-minute breaker here as well. 2-minute unicorn traded into it, bounced off of it. So I do really expect these longs to step in sometime soon. It's just about when that's going to happen. It might not happen until the end of the hour, until the next hour. It will be depending on our setup. I do want to go full lot on this trade because I do have a lot of conviction on this one. And I'm at break even, so I'm willing to put some more risk on the table. So I will probably go full lot if I see what I want to see. So we are bouncing. This morning was good. It was solid. We took 3 trades. First one was a half a lot loss. Second one was a win with half a lot. Put us into profit, and then we were in the shorts. Where were we in the shorts? Right here. We were up about 70 ticks, and then this candle happened. We had our stop at break even, and it ran through our break even stop, and I got slippage. So then ended up being a little bit in the red because of that. Like about $50. So I'm still right around break even. Good discipline though. Good risk management overall on our trading. Great setups that we took. I know a lot of people did take profit when we were down here. I didn't take profit because I wanted to see it come all the way down like this move did. But I would say it was still a really solid morning. I think we still had great setups. You know, the profit might not have shown that, but I think we did a good job of managing a tough conditions in our market. So we got displacement of this high up here. Let's see if we want to pull back down one more time. And then just swing the longs up to the high of the day. We're about to be in the last 10 minutes of our lunch hour. We might start to see volume picking up a little bit here. I don't like to trade when we're in this low volume. I want to see a little bit more. Thank you for the moral support. So this is what I do with this, guys. I wait for, I try to trade that reversal, wait for it to come back into a discount, and then I look to reverse back into the longs. Okay, 1 minute order block here. I still like the entry from this order block. We're starting to get more volume now. Now I'm willing to get an entry from here because we still have a lot of reward, over 150 ticks. Now I want to see us bounce off this 1 minute order block, look for an entry in the longs here. I want to see a reaction off this level. Just waiting to see how this candle reacts off this 1 minute order block. All right, I'm going to test out the longs. I'm going to test them out just with half a lot right now. Just with half a lot. Again, I'm going to monitor this trade very closely. I'm going to put my stop at 50 ticks right now at 2106.75. And I'll look to add into a full if we can start pumping again. All right, we're getting a little bit of pullback, which I wanted to see into an order block there. Now, I might look to add into a full here. If we can pump through our break-even point, start to pump through the highs, I'll add into a full, and then I'll just let this one run. I'm not going to add into a losing position. I need to see this one moving up for me to add. Okay, so I'm in half a lot, long position. Again, we're still moving slow, so we're not seeing a lot of fall through just yet. We did displace the highs, which I wanted to see. Traded back into an order block, started reacting off that order block. So we'll see if we're going to get that fall through or not. Again, just half a lot right now, so I'm not risking too much. Not risking too much here. Hey, Wild West. What's up, brother? Guys, Wild West is the one I'm going to visit actually tonight in Utah. We're going to do some trading when I'm up there. Alright, let's see if we can make a move. We're getting near the end of this lunch hour. I want to see us start pumping up from here. I want to be added to a full position. Just want to wait for us to be in profit, moving up aggressively with some momentum. Because right now we're not seeing that fall through. We still got to push through these imbalances, but I do like how aggressive we're moving through the 15 and 5 minute imbalance. I think we're going to try to inverse this 15 minute. Again, we're bullish overall in the day. I want to see this continuation to the upside. So, I mean, we're not moving much. It's kind of like it's almost like we're trading Asia session right now with the slow movement, lunch hour. A lot less stressful, huh? All right, I'm going to add into a full here. I am giving this one a shot. I'm adding to a full, giving this one a shot. I'll move my stop loss. I'll keep it at 50 ticks, so I'll move it to 20.107.50. All right, and I'm holding this one all the way up to high of the day. 145 ticks from our entry. I'm going to hold on to this one. I really want to see us inverse this 15-minute fair value gap. That's what I'll be waiting for us to do. I want to see us come all the way up to 20.15625 and then probably continue after that. So I'll put a limit order for half my position at 20.15625. And then I'll look, if we're going to take that out, I expect us to keep continuing to the upside, so I would keep holding on to that position. So we'll see if this one wants to pump. Obviously, we're moving very slow. We are about to touch into this 1 minute bearish breaker again, so we're going to need to see us push through this. If we can't push through this bearish breaker, you'll probably see me, cutting my position a little bit. And again, you don't have to hold. You could take TP at the highs up here. You could take TP there. You could take TP anywhere up here. Or you could just look for a 1-to-1, a 2-to-1. You do not have to hold all the way up to where I'm holding. Oops. Alright, so you could, 85 ticks up to that high could be a good TP. 84 ticks. 50 ticks, you could look for a 1-to-1. Right, we got 50 ticks right here at the top of that breaker. So we'll see. We're going to have to push through that breaker, guys. It might be difficult for us to do. That's the risk I'm putting on the table right now to see if we're going to be able to push through that breaker block. I do think we're going to try to inverse this 15-minute fair value gap here. If we inverse that gap, I think we're going to be really set. We're going to be chilling with these longs. I think they're really going to work out. We just need to see us start pushing through. Inverse this 15-minute bearish fair value gap. Push through that 1 minute breaker. Continue to the highs of the day. We're going to see volume start picking up pretty soon here. So this one we're going to have to be patient with. It's going to move slow for now. We're going to have to be very patient. See if we can run right through this breaker block. Just relax. Everything's going to be okay. Everything's going to be okay. So we're about 40 ticks into profit. Just under 40. Or, sorry, not 40. Like 20 ticks into profit. Just about 20 ticks into profit. Let's see if we can keep pushing through. My entry is at 21.20 off this 1 minute order block. Want to ride these longs all the way to highs of the day. Now we just got to see us push through this bearish breaker. If we can push through this bearish breaker on the 1 minute, we're going to be good. We will be set. This one, I very strongly believe that we will go to highs of the day. But we need to see us push through this breaker. Like I said, if we see a super strong reaction off of this and we start dumping very aggressively, you'll see me just cut my losses early. I won't let that one go all the way down and stop me at 50 ticks. Just because of this resistance we have, because it is a very strong resistance level. But we just need to close, we really just need to close above and inverse this 15 minute. If we can do that and we can start pushing through that breaker, I think we're really set here. But again, we're seeing a strong reaction off that breaker right now. I really want to just see us push through that. So I really do like this setup. I've got a lot of conviction in this one. VIX is still really bearish right now. So now we just need to see the fall through. We're about to close on the hourly candle. Let's look at the 1 hour candle here. Look at that 1 hour. Very bullish 1 hour candle. Really like that. So let's see if we can push through now. Looking for about 145 ticks to that high of the day. So far, the whole plan has played out. I wanted to short this one down, didn't get the entry, so then I waited for us to come down to a discount, get that reversal pattern, and then long. It obviously would have been more ideal to long from here, but I didn't get that entry, so now I found another entry that I like. Yep, this 1 minute bearish one we're going to have to inverse for sure. We're now into the last minute of the hourly candle. We're probably going to see volatility start to pick up here. That's why I gave myself some room down here, about 50 ticks, just in case we see some volatility. Start to see some, you know, a little bit of crazy movement in the market. Got to see us close. I want this 15 minute really to close above this fair value gap here to inverse it. That would just be another confluence for us here. Another confluence is if we inverse this 15. We might go retest that level, but as long as we can close above, I'll be very happy about that. We got about 10 seconds left. Let's see if we can inverse it. All right, we're going to inverse that fair value gap. That's what I wanted to see. Now let's see if we're going to trade back into it, use it as support. That's exactly what I wanted to see there. Now we just need to see us push through this bearish breaker block on the 1 minute. So again, with the slow movement, we haven't moved too many ticks so far, but we are into profit right now. There we go. Now we're about 35 ticks into profit. Just hit about 35 ticks there. Just got to push through this fair value gap up top now. This 1 minute fair value gap, we got to push through it. Wouldn't be surprised if we tried to come back down and test that 15 minute inverse fair value gap, use it as support. See if this one can take us. Can take us to the moon. Getting a strong reaction off that 1 minute breaker. I'm liking these longer wicks to the downside, but I just want to see some follow through now. I want to see some momentum, want to see some volume start to step in, start to take us up. Let's see if we can do it. Just going to leave this one, let this one be. And let this one do its thing here. Still got the VIX dropping. VIX is still dropping. That's what we want to see. Now I just want to see us push through this 1 minute fair value gap up top. This 1 minute right here. Need to see us push through that level. Okay, pretty aggressive. Not too aggressive, but bearish candle right now on the 5 minute and the 15 minute. Like I said, we could trade down into this 15 minute inverse and then still bounce from it. I want to see us bounce from that level. We just traded into it. Just traded into that inverse fair value gap. Now I want to see that reaction back up. I want to see it start really moving now. Okay, so my limit sell order at the top is at high of the day, 215625. My entry is at 2120, and my stop loss is at 210750. Okay, we gotta inverse this 1 minute fair value gap now. There we go. Now we're hitting about 40 ticks. Again, you can always look to take a 1-to-1. I want to hold this all the way to the top though. Okay, we've hit about 45 ticks now, 50 ticks. So we've hit a 1-to-1 now. So you can take TP if you'd like at a 1-to-1. You can move that stop to break even. Personally, I want to let this one ride. I see the potential in this trade. I want to let this one go and catch as much profit on this one as possible. If we keep, let's say we pump up to this high here, I will probably just move my stop to break even, make it a risk-free trade, and then let it go all the way to high of the day. Okay, so we're at 50 ticks right now, about 51 ticks. So don't get mad if this one comes back and stops you out. If it doesn't work out, just take profit if you want to. If that's what you feel like you need to do, then take profit. If you feel like you are willing to hold this one, you have a lot of conviction, then hold it. We still have to inverse this 1 minute fair value gap, but we did just close above the 1 minute bearish breaker, which is what I wanted to see. So we inverse the bearish breaker. Now we just got to push through this 1 minute bearish fair value gap here, and we are golden. So far, great trade right now. We just got to see some fall through, got to see us inverse, start heading up and taking out some highs. Five minute looks amazing. See if this 1 minute can close above here. Keep riding this one. So I will probably just make this risk-free now. I'll honestly probably just make this one risk-free. If we do come down and stop me out, then I'll just get a re-entry. So this one's going to be a risk-free trade now. Stop is now at break-even, and I'm holding all the way up, all the way to high of the day. Again, another TP level is at this high right here. It's another good TP level. Very good trade so far, guys. We have now hit about 80 ticks now, guys. We have now hit 80 ticks. I might even think about taking some TP at this high. I might think about taking some TP. That's another good TP level. I just think we're going all the way to high of the day, so I don't want to sell myself short. But if we start to come back down very aggressively, I might just take some TP. But right now, I'm still holding all the way up. I'm still going to hold all the way up here. Great entry, guys. This is looking amazing. This is looking amazing. I want this one to come up and hit high of the day. So that's what I'm willing to hold for. And then if we hit high of the day, guys, I think we're going to keep running. I don't see much stopping us. I think we'll keep going. And that's why I'll leave a runner. I'll probably leave a runner if we do that. So I only have two. I'm going to sell half my position up here. You know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to sell half right now. So I just sold half. I'm going to change that to one contract up there. Okay, so I just sold half my position. Just sold half. Taking some profit there. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to have one limit order here for, so then if I do, if we hit that level, then I'll be in one contract. I'll be in 25% of my position, and then that's the one I will let run. Okay, so I just took some TP. I don't want this one to come back on me, just in case. But we have hit over 100 ticks, so I just took TP around 110 ticks there. So I'm pretty happy about that. I'll keep my stop at break even right now. Secured some profit. See if this one will come hit that TP at high of the day. I'll sell one more contract, and then I'll leave one runner with my stop in profit and see how high this one will run. Because this one does have potential to keep running. So I'm willing to let this one go. But I do want to secure as much profit as possible, so I will take out 75% of my position. There we go. So I've already sold half. The next TP level will be for another contract, so then I'll be in one contract. 25% of my position will be left. All right, so pretty solid setup here, guys. Pretty solid setup. I really love this trade from the start. Everything we wanted to see happen happened. We got a lot of confluence in this trade. Again, wanted to take those shorts, didn't get the opportunity, so I waited for us to come down into a discount and then took the longs. Sometimes it's just about being patient. Sometimes I don't, you don't want to chase, you just want to wait for the next setup. So either way, this is a winning trade. Even if this one were to somehow come down and stop us out of break even, which I don't think will happen, even if it did, we'd still win this trade. We would still win this trade. All right, so we're almost at that TP level. We're almost at high of the day. Let's see if we can get there. ES is almost at high of the day as well. So it was 145 ticks from our initial entry was that high of the day. It's pretty solid there. Pretty solid reward. So let's see if we go hit that next TP level. Then I'll be left with one contract. And I'll let that one contract ride. I'll move my stop a little bit into profit. And see how high we want to go. To me, I don't see us... I think this one could really go to the moon here. There we go. Next TP is hit. So now I'm in one runner. I'm going to move it into profit. There we go. 145 ticks from our initial entry there. Now I'll move my stop a little bit into profit. Just a few ticks there. I'll put my stop right now at 20.12825. And I'm just going to let this one contract run probably for like the rest of the day, honestly. Until I get stopped out or until we hit our next external high, which is not all the way until 22.7325. Which, I don't know if we're going to reach that. But, again, I'm only in one contract now. I'm willing to give it a shot. Look at that, guys. Look at that. Excuse my voice crack. We keep running. I'm going to move my stop, honestly, a little bit further into profit. I'm just going to put it under that wick right there at 21.40. 21.40, I'm going to leave it there. We might get pullback, but I want to secure profit just in case. But I'll let this one contract run until we hit that 4-hour high. Honestly, I'll probably just leave it in for the rest of the day. Maybe we'll get some pullback. Probably will. But if not, then I'll secure profit all the way at that 4-hour high at 22.7225. So that's where I'm going to put a limit order at 22.7325. Remind me if I get stopped out. Remind me to get rid of that limit order. All right, guys. So pretty nice trade here. Again, that was a lunch hour trade right there. We have been eating on this one. This trade will feed families right here. So that from that entry, we are up about 200. We hit about 203 ticks. 203 ticks right now. Again, I want to let this one keep going. I have my limit order all the way up top. So we'll see if we want to reach it. Well, we might get some strong pullback. I might get stopped out. We'll see. Again, you could take that full TP. We're above 200 ticks. Thanks, Greg. Man, appreciate that a lot. Love having you here, man. So yeah, right now, currently I've made back all of my losses from yesterday and a good amount on top. You did call that. I remember you calling out that 4-hour level earlier. Good stuff. So yeah, I'll just keep riding this one with my one contract. Again, I've sold 75% of my position. If this one does keep going to that external high, which we'll see if it does. We'll see how much pullback we're going to get. Let me just look at how many ticks that would be. Be about 600 ticks from that entry. So that would probably be one of my biggest days of the year. But we'll see. Again, you don't have to keep holding this one. You can just move your stop. You could keep trailing your stop too. You could keep trailing it behind these candles, securing that profit. The top 15-minute fair value gap. Let's look. Let me look here. Okay, so we are in this 15-minute fair value gap right now. That would be great. If we inverse this 15-minute and then we inverse this one, yeah, we're going up. We've got two 15-minute fair value gaps we're going to have to inverse. So that's something I'll look out for too. You know, once we hit these levels, about maybe scaling out if we can't push through these levels. All right, so we got this 15-minute up here. And then we're in a 15-minute imbalance right now. Let's see if we can inverse this 15-minute that we're in right now. This is the top of it. We're about to close, yeah, in about a minute and a half. If we can close above that one, I expect us to try to push into that next one. So yeah, guys, I mean, make sure you're securing that profit, and then if you want to keep holding on to this one with me, just make sure that that stop is, you know, probably into profit. Maybe you want to start trailing your stop loss. Maybe you want to keep it down here and let it ride like me. It's really up to you how you want to play it. I mean, but we've already hit well over, you know, we're into the 200 tick range from our entry, right? We just hit 243 ticks. So, you know, you don't have to hold on to this. Let's see if we can close above and inverse this 15-minute. Really want to see us close above this line here. We're about to close in about 35 seconds. Let's see if we can do it. Okay, and I'm completely okay if this one comes down and stops me out in profit. Oh well. I'm okay with that. I'm still securing a lot of profit on this trade and on the day in general. Okay, we're about to close on the 15. Can we inverse it here? Boom. All right, we inverse that 15-minute gap. Let's see if we want to pull back into it. Use it as support like we done the last 15-minute fair value gap. That next level that we'd be looking for it to go to would be that 15-minute fair value gap up top, about 321 ticks from our entry. Yeah, we're still going to run prop firm session. So, I mean, this one I was going to go do educational, but I also said if there's a trade setup, I'm going to take it. So that's why we did the trade. Yeah, I'll take this over, you know, we can do education at a different time. There we go, Bahama Llama. Let's go. 1K on micros. That's crazy. That's crazy, guys. Look at that. That's what's possible. You don't have to be trading minis. You can trade micros and still make very good money. So we're still going. We're still running. Still running. Just hit 273 ticks so far. I expect us to try to push up into that 15-minute imbalance above now. Yeah, exactly. Right. We expected us to be bullish. Then we just have to find the right entries. We called that reversal, didn't get to catch it, but then called this one and got to catch it. Obviously, I wanted my entry to be down here, but we were still able to catch so far 270 ticks from this entry because we expected it to really run. Like I said, I wanted to take profit off at high of the day and then let one runner go, see how far it wants to go. So we're getting a little stalling here. Let's look at some of our other time frames. We are way past our 1 hour imbalance down here. We've been in this 4 hour bearish imbalance for a long time. That next one is all the way up here. All the way up here. So really I'd just be looking for us to try to push through this 15-minute and try to trade up at least into that 4 hour imbalance up top. And maybe up to the high, right? So right now I have my limit order at the high of that 4 hour wick. We'll see if we're going to get there. I wouldn't be surprised if we got some pullback. Right? We might get some strong pullback. We might end up stopping me out. But again, if we start to pump again, and right when we touch into that 15 minute, I'll trail my stop a lot further into profit at that point. If we reach that 15 minute, I'll just trail my stop pretty far into profit. So we'll see what we do. Still riding this one for now. Either way, we sold for 75% of our position, you know, around 130, 145 ticks. So pretty solid. Pretty solid if you ask me. So we just hit that third standard deviation, or fourth standard deviation off of our breaker. Fifth is in that 15 minute. So I'll just keep riding this one. And as I was saying, if once we hit that 15 minute, if we do hit that 15 minute imbalance, I'll move my stop loss further into profit. Because like, let's say even if I move my stop, say I wanted to move my stop down below this, that's still 198 or 200 ticks in profit, right? Down below this 1 minute order block. So not too bad. This bottom of this 15 minute is about 320 ticks from our entry. That'd be pretty cool to hit 320 ticks today. You just always got to be aware that we could at any moment drop and see a strong pullback move. So yeah, just be aware of that. So I'll keep riding this one. So, I mean, the cool thing about this, guys, is this trade, if it does keep going to that external high, I could make more on this one trade. I would surpass everything I made last week on this one trade. I'll just say that. Right? And, you know, I made okay money last week. For me, personally, it's really good money. I'm not denying that. It's good money. But the fact that you can let a runner go and the possibility of that one trade, you know, making more in one trade than you did all of in a week is pretty cool. And that's why I like to let runners run. Because on a trade like this, there's so much potential for this one to keep going that I am willing to give it a chance to do that. Alright, so I'm still holding it. We're back up to the high again. We've seen a lot of stalling up at this level. We've kind of slowed down. I do love that we inverse that 15-minute fair value gap. Alright, this is the line right here. This is that 15-minute. So again, we could trade back into that. We could use that level as support. We have a 5-minute fair value gap down here as well, so we might trade back into that before making the next move. And something I would even think about doing is adding into another contract once we trade back down. If we trade back down into that 5-minute, I would think about adding into another contract, and my entry would move up, but I'd be okay with that. I'd be okay with adding into one more, seeing if we're going to keep running. So what's crazy is from our, let's see how many ticks we have moved from our TP, from our initial TP level. We've gone up 130 more ticks since that TP level. That's why I like to let my trades run. There's some trades I'm going to cut at, you know, right at that TP level. I'm not going to let them run. But this is one of those ones that I saw the potential of us really exploding. So sometimes you got to give it a chance. ES still is a little bit lower. Oops. But it has taken high of the day. 1 hour fair value gap there. It's going to have to get through. Still very bullish. Let's just look at our daily candle here. Look at that daily candle, guys. I know there's a lot of lines and stuff. Beautiful daily candle. Look at the 4 hour busy acting as support. Now, we have done this before, and we saw a lot of pullback. But I do want to see this one try to make it up a little bit higher. So I'm just going to keep holding on to this. Who's still holding with me? Are a lot of people still holding, or have most people taken their profit? Holding, out Foley, got a runner. And so, I mean, we still got a lot of room. Nice, Jay, nice. There we go. All right, guys, I love it. Got some people holding. Some people are taking their profit. Good to go. Remember, it's all dependent on your own style. It's all dependent on how you like to trade. I love it. We are going to be running prop firm session pretty soon. Around 10:45 Pacific. So we'll be, looking for more trades on that session. I'll probably just keep holding this position, and until either I get stopped or I hit that level that I want to see hit. Okay, we're now trying to trade back into that 5-minute bullish imbalance here. But I just want to give this one some room. We'll talk about it at a different time. I'll make a video about it. Yeah, we'll do it at a different time. Tomorrow we're not running education because we're just doing our morning session. Because of our holiday, markets closing early. But I'll make a video on it, and I will send that video out to everybody. But we won't do it today, just because we're going into our prop firm session pretty soon. So yeah, go get some sleep, man. Wow, look at that. Beautiful. Love it. Appreciate you, Jay. We'll catch you tomorrow. We'll catch you tomorrow. No, so I initially entered in 4. Initially I was in 4. Sold. So we sold 2 up here. Sold 1 up here at the high of the day, and then we've been holding one mini. I've just been holding one runner for the rest of it right now. Yep, that's what it's all about. Tough market conditions. It's all about just managing our risk. And then when you see trades like this, man, if you manage your risk correctly before, then these trades will make up for all of the losses you had. Yeah, so that's my stop loss order right now. Thank you for pointing that out, though, because sometimes I do forget when I have limit orders set. But yeah, so I have my stop loss down here. It's in profit, and then I've got my sell limit up here at that external high. I might end up selling earlier. We'll see if we're gonna push into that 15-minute or not. We're gonna see what happens. We're just chopping a lot right now. What I probably will do, though, is take a little break. I might take a little bit of a break. Still hold this. And we're going to be back very soon for prop firm session. But I do need to take a quick break. So what I'm going to do is I'll leave you with this right now. I'm still holding my stop loss down at 20,140. If we push up and we hit that 15-minute, I will then move my stop loss up. Where do I want to move it up to? I will probably move my stop loss up pretty far, maybe below this 5-minute order block up here. I might even think about adding into one more contract if we form a power of 3 here, trade into a 15 and 5-minute bullish imbalance. Might even add into one more. So we'll see what happens right now. We just closed that 15, so I'll stick around for a second. See what kind of reaction we get once we trade into that 15-minute. All right, you take it easy. Have a good rest of your day. Okay, so now we just touched into that 5-minute, 15-minute imbalance. I would want to see a reaction back up from here. We're back into that 15-minute inverse fair value gap now. We'll see how far we want to head down. Here's what I'm going to do. I want to see how far we head down. I'm going to add into another contract. I don't want my entry to move up too far. But I'm liking that we're bouncing off the 5 and 15-minute imbalances right now. Get that reaction off the 5, off the 15. I don't know. What do you guys think? Should I add into one more or just leave my runner? What are you guys thinking? True. That's a very valid point there, Jorge. Why not? Okay, so I got one vote for why not. I got one vote for play it safe. Do we have a deciding vote here? I'm going off what you guys think here. You guys are going to decide my fate. All right, I'm going to add into one more. So now break even moved up to here. So now I move my stop up. Make sure I add into another contract for that stop loss. So now I added into another position. Now my next TP level will be at the bottom of that 15 minute, right at 20,275. So now I have a limit order set up there. That'll be my next TP. I'll keep my stop just a little bit into profit here. That's a good ad so far. We'll see if we can get that follow through. The cool thing is my stop, I mean, obviously I would lose out on some profit if we did come down and stop me out. But my stop is pretty much where I had it before, so not too worried. And then again, if we hit this TP up here, I'll move my stop all the way up and then let that one last runner go. So it'd be nice to see a little power of 3 here. Trade down into a 15-minute imbalance, 5-minute imbalance. We're seeing a bounce. Accumulation, manipulation. Now we want to see that distribution up. Let's see if we can do it or not. What I'll probably do is just move. Maybe I'll just trail one stop below this low here. I'll probably just trail one of my stops. Maybe a little bit further up. I don't want to move it too far up. So I'm thinking about maybe trailing one of these up to this low. I just don't want it to come down and stop me out before getting that pump, so I'm going to give it a second. If we pump up again, I'll just move one of my stops to this low. We'll see if we can get that continuation up. So far, we added in the perfect spot. We got that. That's the most pullback we had, and we added in a great spot. But we're just not seeing any continuation right now. We'll see. We'll see. We got long wicks up here on the 15. But I do like that we traded into the 5-minute and into a 15-minute imbalance. And we bounced right off of those levels. Trade into a 15-minute inverse imbalance, and we bounced right off that level. 1 hour candle looks great. Hopefully a bullish flag. I hope so. So still holding this one. But if you will excuse me, I do need to go take a quick break for no reason in particular. I will be right back. I got to take a quick bathroom break. 1 second. Alright, I'm back. Ooh, that one got pretty close to my stop there. That one got very close to my stop. I like that wick on the 1 minute though. Can we do it? Alright, I'm just gonna move my stop to below that previous wick it just formed. So my stop is now, one of my stops is at 21.6225. My other one is at 2150. 20,150. Remember, my next TP level is at 20,275. So I'm holding right now. Holding right now with diamond hands. Pressure makes diamonds, as they say. This has been a fun trade, though. I don't know about you guys, but I've enjoyed holding this one. Can this be the next move? Can this be the next move up to that 15 minute? We traded down into this 15 minute. Oh, here we go. Can we do it? Can we do it, guys? Go hit that next TP level. Come on, NQ. Man, I thought that candle was going to do it there. We got some pullback. Let's see if this candle can do it. This level's really holding us back here. So from our initial entry, we've hit 289 ticks, guys. 289 ticks. That next TP would be 319 ticks from our initial entry. That is the ideal pullback right there. Came down into our 15 5-minute fair value gaps. Pumping off of those levels. Just need to see some follow through now. We're not seeing that continuation on the 5-minute that I wanted to see, but we're fresh into this 5-minute candle, so we still got some time. Still going to hold this one either way. Both my stops are in profit. Just went full port. Alright, let's see it happen here. Let's see it happen. We've been holding this trade for a while. I'm going to send out an announcement. Just letting everybody know we're continuing this session into prop firm. Let's go, Bahama Llama. Yeah, guys, I want to see those profits. I want to see those profits. Send them the profits tab. Send them wherever. Just want to see how well you guys are doing today. This has been a great day. Let's go, Jack. 297 ticks. Look at that. That's what I'm talking about, man. It's a good feeling. It's a good feeling. Can we keep going? We're almost closed on this 15. I want to see this 15-minute come up and displace. I want to see this 5 and 15-minute candle really come up here. Seeing a lot of stalling again up at this high. A lot of stalling here. I'm still going to hold this one. All right, we closed on the 15 and the 5. Didn't get displacement. Still closing bullish, which is good. Still bouncing off our imbalances below. Yeah, exactly, right? What loss? I don't even remember. We took a loss. So, might hold this one for a while. What we can do as well, though, is we can also pull up our prop firm accounts for a prop firm session and look for setups with those accounts too. Look and see if we're going to have any good entry levels to take on those accounts. So I'll be looking for entries with those too. Now that we are in a prop firm session, maybe wait for Silver Bullet to set in. Maybe wait for another 14 minutes or so. We'll see. We will see. I haven't held a trade for this long in a while, though. It's been a minute. It's been a few minutes. I am still holding on. Yeah, that would be nice. That would be nice to have these 1 minute fair value gaps hold us up for support. We will see. We haven't really been able to push through this level so far. Just don't want us to form a reversal pattern back down. It's the only thing I don't want to happen. If we do come down and take out that low, that would be a bearish reversal pattern. If that's the case, I'll probably just get out fully. As long as we can stay above this low, we're good. We are chopping, still respecting our bullish levels. Remember, the next TP for me is at 20,275. That's where I'll sell off my other contract that I added into. So I'm going to keep holding until that hits, until my stop loss hits. Been holding for this long. I'm going to keep holding. We're still holding our bullish structure right now. Trade into this 1 minute busy here. Bounced off of it. 1 minute busy here. Bounced off of it. 15-minute structure. Still looking great. Still looking great on the 15. 5 minutes still looking pretty solid. Still haven't displaced those highs though. I really want to see us come up and displace these highs. Create a bear or a bullish order block here with this down close candle on the 5 minute. Use that as support. So I'm just holding through the chop. I know we're very choppy right now. It's hard to hold through, but we've held through a lot of chops so far in this trade, so I'm willing to keep holding through. Can this be the push? Can we do it? We made another high. Another high has been made. We just hit 299 ticks from our initial entry. We almost hit 300. One tick away from 300. It's just a kind of like a psychological thing for me. I like even numbers. So eventually I do want to see us go target that liquidity up above. Up there where I have in limit order. But we definitely could see some pullback before that happens. Just because we haven't had a lot of pullback, we might see a stronger pullback. That's why I want to secure profit up here. Take another TP and then move my stop up even more. So we're almost at that next TP level. Maybe I'll take TP here. Maybe I'll wait. I'll just keep waiting. I'll keep waiting for it to hit this level. Here's what I'll do now, though. I'm going to trail this one stop loss super close now. All the way up here. All the way at 20,183. I'm going to trail it super close. Because I do want to secure profit at this point. And since we are stalling so much, I'll just secure it. Since we did just see ES hit a strong resistance level at that 1 hour bearish imbalance. ES just hit that 1 hour bearish imbalance. So I do want to be careful at this point. So I'll move my other stop to the low of that wick there. 2 stops far into profit. Now let's see what happens. Man, if that trade I called out yesterday didn't hit my stop loss by 1 tick, this would be a pretty big week so far. It already is a pretty good week, but that would have been pretty nice addition. Hey, there we go. At least he got it. I know some people probably did because they had a different stop loss than me. Yes, we have been holding a trade for a while now. We've been holding the longs. Yeah, that call out that I gave yesterday for the longs, man, I left my computer after setting my levels. And then when I came back, I saw it got stopped out by 1 tick. And then it hit our full TP at like over 200 ticks. Around 200 ticks. So, holding one stop loss down at 21.83. Holding my other down at 21.6275. Got one limit sell up here at 2275. Still moving pretty slow. And the reason I trailed this stop loss so close is because ES hit an hourly imbalance. So I just wanted to be careful just in case we got some strong pullback off that level. We're almost at that next TP level, guys. We just hit 300 ticks from our initial entry. Boom. Let's go. Look at that. All right. Next TP just got hit. And now I'm just going to hold that stop loss where it's at. I'll just hold that stop loss where it's at. Got rid of my other one. Wow. Look at that, guys. That one just shot through. So now from our initial entry, about 345 ticks. And I'll keep holding until I get stopped out with this one contract. Keep holding all the way up to the external high at that 4-hour wick. It's about 600 ticks away, so we still got a while. We'll see if we'll probably get some strong pullback before that happens, but yeah, I mean it's it's hard to complain. Yeah, D-shot this. I will try to do that. It's harder for me to do that while I'm live because I am trying to manage my trade. But I will try my best to do that when you can't be on the live. Yes, for sure. Move my stop loss up just a few ticks. All right, so stop loss is now at 21.8675. So far, our trade has now hit 360 ticks. See if this one wants to keep going. I'll just keep my stop where it's at. Yeah, I mean, if anybody wants to help out with that, that would be pretty cool. If anybody, yeah, I mean, if anybody wants to, you know, try to call out the trade while I'm in it, because it's hard for me to be able to type and do it live. Yeah, that'd be really cool. I know Easy Sunshine isn't here, but she tries to do that sometimes. So yeah, it'd be super helpful. All right, so we added that one position, sold it again, more profit. You know, I'm holding on to my last runner. So I'll just let this one keep running. I'll probably just keep my stop where it's at for now. See if it wants to go to that 4-hour high. I don't even know if I want to trade the prop from accounts after this. I almost want to end the day on a 360 tick trade. We'll see. We'll see if we have any setups. We could still look for something. Yeah, that's true. Thanks, Bash. So yeah, I mean, if I sold right now, this would be one of my bigger days of the year so far, or at least of the past few months. But I'm still holding this one for now. That is true. That is true. So now we've hit about 380 ticks. Another good TP could be this next level at our 4-hour imbalance above. This imbalance above could be a good TP. I mean, right here could be a great TP. You don't have to keep holding. We are in that 15-minute. We're at the top of that 15-minute imbalance. Let's see if we want to inverse this 15-minute. We're about to close here in a minute and a half. We're about to close in the hour. We're about to go into silver bullet hour, so we could see some pullback. Just be aware of that. If we start to see pullback, I'll probably just get out and call it a day. Just take my profits and call it a day. But that next good TP level would be 20,241 is another good level. Let's see if this 15 minutes is going to close above this imbalance and inverse it here. So yeah, I mean, I'm pretty content. I'm pretty content with our profits today. I don't know about you guys. And you know what the awesome thing is? We're able, I mean, we should have been in profit after that loss we took this morning, or because it hit break even. We weren't. We were down, I was down like $50. But the fact that we were able to manage our risk so well this morning gave us the ability to be able to take this trade and catch the full potential of this trade for almost 400 ticks because we managed our risk so well during our morning session. We didn't over leverage. We didn't blow an account. We kept our losses low. We were right around break even. And we were able to catch this big trade and be able to really get all the profit for it. This from our original entry, this one was 380 ticks so far. From our original entry, we've added in, like I added into a position here, sold another one, so now my break even's moving up. So I got my stop and profit, 20,186.75. How did that 15-minute candle close? Okay, so we closed inside of the 15-minute imbalance. I don't like that very much. We're bouncing off the 1 hour here on ES. So I might start trailing my stop pretty close here. See what we do here. If we form another swing low, on the 1 minute, I'll just trail my stop to beneath that swing low. Like if this becomes a swing low here, I'll just trail my stop right underneath that candle. Now I'll be trailing my stop a lot closer now. Just because we're bouncing off, we're respecting our 15-minute bearish imbalance, our 1 hour bearish imbalance on ES. Let's see if we keep pumping here. See if we keep pumping. I'm thinking about trailing my stop underneath that swing low now. Pretty close to doing it here. I want to see us pump a little bit more before I do that though. About to close on this 1 minute candle. Let's see, we're bouncing up pretty good. I'm just going to move my stop up. I'm going to move it beneath that candle. I don't even care at this point. Moving it to 20,203.50. And if it hits that level, I'm good. I'm content. So now I'm trailing pretty close here. So I mean, yeah, we could technically, if we wanted to, leave our stop loss at break even and give this one potential to keep running. But at this point, I want to secure profit up here. We've already hit 380 ticks. Not going to be too greedy. We're reacting off of some bearish imbalances on both ES and NQ. So I'll be happy to take my profits. I think this calls for some Bob Marley. This application did not respond. What? If silver bullet happens, move happens, which... If silver bullet move happened, I would expect it to go target some sell side liquidity. It would probably go target sell side. Just because we've already taken out most of our buy side levels. For some reason, my bot is not working, so we can't listen to Bob Marley. Alright guys, well let's just go over this trade. I'm still holding it, but I do want to talk about this real quick. We're going to do some education real quick. Alright, so I know we've got a lot on our charts here. I'm going to try to clear some stuff. Make it a little bit easier to see. Right here at this time, this is when I was talking about going short because we formed a bearish breaker right at our London close, 11:30 a.m. Eastern. That's when we typically see a reversal in our market. I wanted to go short, but we never retraced back into our breaker. This was our breaker block right here. Lowest down close candle. Low, high, or high, low, higher, high. Never retraced, so I never got in the shorts. So then what I waited for was after our London reversal for us to come down into a discount, which we did. Look at this. I know there's a lot of lines here, but if you can see, right here at this high was our 11:30 a.m. candle. That's our London reversal candle. We chart that high. We use our Fibonacci from that high to our AM low, which was at 9:30. This was our equilibrium right here. We barely touched into equilibrium, into a discount. That's what we expect to happen. And then we start looking for longs because now we formed a bullish breaker. Low, high, lower, low. Displaced the high. Traded back into it. A bullish unicorn. Bounced. Wasn't ready for an entry just yet. But then we got an entry over here. It was actually a little bit lower of an entry. Somewhere around here. Off the bounce off this order block. And look at, we've rode those longs all the way up to high of the day. Right here is when we took profit. And now we've just kept riding them and holding these longs all the way up because now we expect us to target, our external highs. And we just keep going. We just keep going. So technically our entry was a little bit lower than what I had. So we've hit almost 400 ticks here. 397 ticks. And we're still holding. At least I'm still holding. I don't know about you guys. So that next level that I don't see anything stopping us until we get to that level, as long as we close above this 15-minute, would be this 4-hour imbalance at this line at 2241. And then after that, it's the high of the 4-hour wick up here at 227325. So those are those next levels of TP. And again, you could keep trying to long this here. You could keep trying to long this until we break trend. The only thing I don't like is this 15-minute bearish imbalance that we're pushing through. That's the only thing I don't like. So what I'd be waiting for in terms of getting another entry would be waiting for another, imbalance to form on the 1 minute and for us to bounce off that imbalance. Right now, I don't like getting another long entry just yet because of this 15-minute imbalance. But if we keep pushing through, all you have to do is wait for a retracement into an order block or a fair value gap on the 1 minute like this. Right here. See if we bounce off that order block. If we bounce off the order block, look for an entry. Or you could wait for us to close above this 15-minute imbalance that we're in right now. Inverse that gap, trade back into the inverse, and then long again. But once we break structure to the downside, that's when I'm done looking for longs. I would not be looking for longs anymore. Like if we come down and take out this low, that's why I have my stop loss there. Because if we take out that low, we would get a break of structure and we'd have a reversal pattern right here. That's when I would not want to be in the longs anymore. But say we start to push out of this 1 minute order block, could be a good long opportunity. But right now we're not really doing that. So I'd be waiting for us to push out of this 1 minute order block, or for us to close above, inverse the 15-minute gap. But if we break structure, I would be waiting to look for longs. So again, this could be a good entry here if we start pushing through, but if we don't see us reacting enough off of this, pushing through it, I probably wouldn't get an entry. Just because we're starting to form a little bit of a reversal pattern here, we could definitely head down since we're not inversing that 15-minute gap yet. But if we start to push above this 1 minute order block, that's when I would be looking for longs. Right, then I would be looking to take the longs from about here, you know, around there. Keeping my stop loss below. Get up pretty good risk management. And then looking to catch it up to that 4 hour up there. But only if we can push out of this order block. As long as we're holding the bullish trend, I would say the longs are still good until they break trend. So we've got a little under 5 minutes, about 4 minutes left on the 15-minute candle. We really want to see this 15-minute candle close above the 15-minute imbalance. That's what we want to see happen. All right, so this is when I would start looking for a long entry if we can see that continuation. But if we fail to see that continuation, I would wait. All right, we form another swing low down here. I'll move my stop all the way to this low. If we start pushing up again, I'll trail my stop even further. All right, I'm going to trail my stop up even more. 20,210 is my new stop loss. I would be looking for longs here if you wanted to get that entry. We're pumping off that order block like I talked about. Keeping a stop below, maybe this low or this low. Again, pretty light risk with 20 to 30 tick stop loss maybe. Catching it up to this 4 hour at least. That's kind of what I would be looking for if I was going to get a re-entry. Or you could even wait for a fair value gap to form, wait for us to trade back into a fair value gap. So, I mean, we're still riding this long right now, guys. This has been pretty crazy. Let's see how many ticks we're at now. 416 ticks from our initial entry. The next level is 485 ticks from our initial entry. So this is pretty cool. I'm enjoying this. I'm having fun. I don't know about you guys. Again, if you got that new entry there, if you waited for us to pump through that order block, you've already hit 50 ticks. You've already hit 49, 50 ticks here. Exactly. Your order was rejected. What? That's weird. Did it say why? Okay, so I got my stop well into profit now. I mean, it's been in profit for a long time. 22.10 is my stop. The trend is your friend until it bends. I love that. I love that, Deep. Cheddar flow. There we go. That's all the confluence you need right there. We are still riding this, guys. This has been amazing. Can we get up to that 4 hour? Look at that. Look at that. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Yeah, so if you got that re-entry, if you got the entry here, you just hit a good little trade there. Good little trade there. You could hold up to that 4 hour if you'd like. We're about to close on the 15 minute, and look at that displacement on the 15 minute. That's what I was talking about. That's what we want to see. If we're going to close. Let's see if we still close above. We're getting some strong pullback here. If we close above that 15 minute, inverse it. We could trade back into that inverse and then go again. But we do want to see that 15 minute close above, and we want to see this 5 minute displace that order block. Not the pullback you want to see here. That's a little bit too aggressive. But if we can displace this 5 minute, that's a new order block there. Man, yeah, a very aggressive pullback. Not exactly what you want to see, but we're still going to inverse that 15 minute. Got you, Oscar. Okay, so we didn't displace the 5 minute order block. That's what I wanted to see happen, but we did displace the 15 minute fair value gap, so we inverse that level. We might see us finally get stopped out here after that strong down close candle. Let's see if it's finally going to get us. Is it finally going to get us here? I almost want to add into another contract, but this looks like we might be heading down a little bit. So I won't do that yet. Don't want to see us break structure. That's why I have this stop loss here, because if we break structure, I do want to be out of the longs. I'm just going to add into another position here, guys. I just bought another position. I'm just going to keep my stop loss here. I'm going to keep both of my stop losses here, though. So now I have two stop losses right here. Either way, I just want to see if we're going to get that last push. And if we don't, I'll get stopped out at that level anyways. That's where my stop was anyways, so I'm okay with that. So I just added one more. Got both my stops here. Keeping them at that level. Yeah, we have been in this trade for a long time. Let's see, it's probably going to get us here. It's probably going to get us. We're almost out of this one. Okay, but even if you added when I just called out that next long, that's still about 60 ticks on that. So you still could have taken some profit there. It's not the best, you know, not the most profit, but still something. Oh, I'm almost out of this trade completely. Almost got me there. Almost got us there. Somehow didn't stop us. Now we've got a lot of equal lows down here, so I would not be surprised if we came down and tried to grab those. Let's see if it finally takes us out here. Oh, almost. All right, we are finally done with this trade. At the top from our initial entry, we just hit 441 ticks. We caught that one all the way from the bottom. All the way. Need to make sure I get rid of that limit order up top. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. I don't know about you guys. Thank you, thank you. Let's go, guys. That is awesome. Man, that's the way you do it right there. We held that trade for about an hour. We held that trade for about an hour, maybe even over an hour. I don't even know. That was awesome. Great job. I'm just going to end the day there. I'm not even going to mess around with the prop firms. I don't even want to mess around. I just want to end the day. I'm very happy with that profit. Yeah, we've been trading for a while now. So great job, guys, for those of you that, you know, that were eating with me. Yeah, I do need to go eat some food. Need to rest my eyes a little bit. It's starting to hurt. These screens in front of me. But man, great day today. That's what I'm talking about. Half day tomorrow, yeah. So we're only doing our AM session tomorrow, our market open session, because the market is closing early. So my P&L today is $3,923.50. So, yeah, you might think maybe it would have been a little more. You know, I'm very happy with that. I'm very happy with that. Again, I could have added in super heavy at certain times, but not really what I was looking to do. So I'm very happy about $4,000 in profit today. I don't like to talk about the profit, but you know, sometimes it is good to talk about. So yeah, pretty nice day today. But yeah, I mean, that's all I got for you guys today. I think I'm gonna end it here. I think we're, you know, just go enjoy the rest of your day, get some sunshine, go enjoy yourself, celebrate the win. You know, it's good to celebrate the little wins that we get. And tomorrow we'll come back just for our market open session. We'll come back for a market open session and we'll call it a day after that. I gotta hop on a plane tonight. I'm heading out to Utah tonight, but I will be trading live in the morning for you guys for our market open session out in Utah. So excited for that. Have a great rest of your day, guys. God bless. Stay safe. I'll talk to you soon. Peace.